All right. Good morning, Raylene.
Good morning.
And good morning, everybody. You've got the Aired Out Podcast live from the ASB Financial Studios and Fly on the Wall Productions on Main Street, Barrie, Vermont, the epicenter of Central Vermont. It's where we are. Good morning. I want to start out by saying that you yesterday, again, took the wheel and drove the bus here at the Aired Out Podcast.
I did.
And you did a fine job with
I
Chief.
tried. It wasn't JD Green, but I tried.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let me tell you, we both of us, and we make it very clear here that we don't begin each day, never have began each day by saying that anything that we do here is ever going to be perfect. I don't care if I'm driving or if you're driving.
No.
That's not what we
have no routine.
Yeah,
we just go.
We don't.
Yeah.
We don't necessarily strive every day for literal
perfection.
We try very hard. We do the best we can.
Yeah.
We love what we do. We are fully invested. But anyone who sets themselves up for perfection
is bound to fail, right?
With a capital P.
Right.
Every day of their life is probably going to end up being disappointed.
Yeah.
But
agreed.
This is what I say, that with the tools that we have, with the equipment that we have, we do the damnedest that we can. We do the best that we can.
Yeah.
And yesterday,
it was a good day. I was very pleased to be able to have the time to talk with them both.
Sure.
And as you know, the vigil is something that I am super passionate about.
Exactly.
Chief Vale used to be down in Hartford. He was very connected to this and a lot of things related to the vigil and drug crimes and other in his community.
Yep.
And he's working hard to make changes and bring those things here.
Right.
One of the things we got to talk about was the fact that you see officers patrolling Main Street now during the day and how awesome that is. And
That's
we had
right.
some store owners chime in and say how wonderful that was for them to see. And it was good to be able to finally sit down and chat with him for a minute and get to meet him and know where he's at on other levels as well, not just the drug crimes and the opioid crisis and things, but to know where he's at.
There's
here.
Plenty to talk about.
Yeah, and we could have him back a million more times. He has so much to say. Great guy. And I told him we will be talking to him again.
Chief Vale.
Yes, very much.
And Dottie Moffat, who always has so much to say and is so interesting. We just love her.
Yes.
I really didn't. I didn't get a chance to chat with Dottie yesterday, but I had full intentions of razzing her pretty hard on the air about the Red Sox and Toronto, but that's all right. There's always time.
Yeah.
We're looking at possibly, folks, some potentially strong weather today in the form of thunderstorms in central Vermont. Watching radar, listening to Roger Hill, what he's saying, possibly around 10:15 this morning could be the beginning of it. But this is a cool front.
It woke me up at it was about 3:15, and it was raining so hard. It wasn't storming. There was no thunder or anything.
Yeah.
Just it was beating on the roof that hard that it woke me up. Like, damn.
Well, what this is this time of year, and I think we all know this. This is the beginning of the annual fight
of summer to fall. Yeah.
Summer to winter.
Yeah. Don't say the W.
All right, fall.
F
word. But this is when summer's still trying to hang on and fall's trying to push in. So you get these cool fronts.
Yeah,
and that
we're
kicks
almost into pumpkin spice.
You're not a fan of pumpkin spice?
No.
I see the signs over at Dunkin', by the way.
No.
Pumpkin.
Everything's going to be pumpkin spice.
I think it was
everything. People put that shit in everything. Coffee, even.
The slogan was "Pumpkin spice is calling."
Oh,
really?
Oh.
It's got the nutmeg in there. And
I like
cinnamon.
the smell of it and like the wax burners and stuff, but that's it. No. Don't put it in everything I eat and drink. For
whatever.
God's sakes.
Yeah. So just keep this in mind that we could have some thunderstorms today that are strong. Some scattered thunderstorms tonight. 60 degrees. 76 and partly sunny on Saturday tomorrow, which is amazing. Look at that. I mean, does that get any better?
No.
Wow.
Not at all.
And then a little bit of a summer fight, winning to finish out the weekend on Sunday, 82 with clouds and some sun on Sunday. So there you have it. We're going to chat in just a little bit here with Paul Winters from the Ravens.
Yes.
Because they are just kicking ass right now. But I want to tell you, before we do that last night, one of the cats I could hear one of my cats crying in the barn, wanted to come in the house. The light was off in the barn. I opened up the kitchen door to let the cat in.
And the skunk came too?
Came too. The skunk was literally a foot from my feet. It was on the other side of the door.
Oh.
The door opens into the house. So I opened the door, and there was, this skunk had to be 300-400 pounds. I mean, it was
the biggest skunk you ever saw.
I'm telling you, I've never seen a skunk this big. It looked like a water buffalo. I mean, and its tail was all fluffed up and fanned, and it spun around in literally a half a second and had the butthole right there. I mean, right there. Didn't spray.
It just went away?
I screamed some profanities and slammed the door. And
left the cat out with the skunk?
Oh, you bet your ass. Bet your ass. Save yourself. Hey, you can sleep outside for the next couple of weeks, but I'm not. I'm sleeping inside. So you go ahead and get sprayed.
Did
Poor
the
Felix.
cat did Felix get sprayed? Do
Felix,
you know? Did you at least see Felix this morning?
I did.
And he's okay?
I think Felix may have walked into the plume.
Oh,
I don't think it was a straight shot. But anyway,
Well,
These things-
the skunk probably really wasn't all that big. Just a man of your stature. It looked like a
told
water
you,
buffalo.
300 to 400 pounds. I told you.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Don't
I'm
question
sure.
that kind of stuff.
No, I won't.
It's 9:10, and we've got rain off and on, depending on where you are. I just want to say, if this is a weekend where you are thinking about catching a movie, you're in for some luck. There's some great stuff playing. FGB Theaters. Paramount Twin Cinema's got 2 R-rated movies, Beast and The Invitation. Saw the trailer on Beast. Would love to see these flicks. Not sure if it would be appropriate for Lily, but the matinees at FGB Theaters at Capitol Showplace Theater in the Paramount Twin Cinema here in Barrie, Wednesdays through Sunday.
No more weekdays.
Oh,
No more weekdays for matinees.
okay. Thank you for correcting me.
You're welcome. No more weekdays for
I'm just
school
looking.
has started.
Oh,
And so we're not doing weekdays anymore.
thank you.
Yeah, so we're going to change our verbiage just a little bit. And we're only doing the Saturday, Sunday matinees.
Matinees.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Boy, you just nipped me right in the ass on
Well,
that
quick, we don't want to be spreading false information.
one. True.
False news.
I'm just looking here,
3
glancing.
days after it comes out. I'm just saying.
Glancing at my notes with my laser precision sharp eyesight. Bullet Train is playing at the Capitol Showplace along with Top Gun Maverick. Nope, which I don't know if you've ever seen that horror flick. Jurassic World, Dominion, Elvis, and Where the Crawdads
Oh,
Sing.
Elvis.
Got to see that.
Alan must be right in his glory. I wonder
course
how
he
many
is.
times he's watched it. Remember
Of course.
when you were down there for the opening of the Maverick?
Yes.
And he kept mentioning
Yes.
Elvis and Elvis. And
Oh, yeah.
Sherilyn and I were picking on him that we obviously knew that, you're not waiting for the movie Elvis, are you,
Yeah. Oh, I know.
Alan?
Well, he's a
Alan,
music-
are you waiting for the movie?
he's a
Alan?
music guy.
Yeah.
He's a big time music guy.
I actually would like to see it too.
Should we run down a couple of birthdays? We have a few here.
Of course.
Let's see. We have actress Melissa McCarthy, 52 today. Macaulay Culkin, 42 years old. One of the absolute, I'm sorry. Just lead off by saying sorry to offend some. The absolute worst actor on the planet, in my opinion. Macaulay Culkin.
I've never seen anything that he's been in since he was a young kid. So
Home Alone.
yeah, that's what I saw when
He was
little.
bad then.
Yeah.
Everything he does, facial expressions, everything, faker than a $3 bill. Horrible. Sorry, Macaulay, if you're listening this morning. James Harden is 33. Danny Doyle on the list today with Christine Peterson, Jana Jenkins, all local birthdays here. Joshua Bailey, Matthew Perry, James Litchfield, Jennifer Hardacre, Jacob Larson, Jason Gibbs, and Tim Campbell Sr.
Nice. Well, happy birthday to you all. It was my sister's birthday yesterday.
Oh, Christine.
Yes, and we wished her a happy birthday, or I did, while we were live.
Mm-hmm.
And I told everybody that she was 55.
Oh, you did?
Yes, but she's not. But this is the funny thing about that. Somebody asked her age, and she said that the other day, 55. And I looked at her like, what the hell? Because she's not. I just turned 50, for God's sakes, and she's younger than me. And I said, why the hell you tell people that? And she said, if I tell people my age, they may go, oh, she did not age well.
Oh.
But if I say I'm 55, they say, damn, she looks good for her age.
No kidding.
So she's fine with saying she's older. You know?
That's brilliant.
I thought so.
My 70th.
Isn't that smart?
My 70th is coming up real soon.
Isn't that smart? She's always been so smart.
That's very smart.
The smart one.
I love it. That's so cool. Happy
Yeah.
birthday, Christine. Let's see if we can reach Paul Winters. He's been on the podcast in the past, and he's just a super guy, very involved with our Vermont Ravens.
Yes.
Is he there, Paul?
Hi.
Hey, buddy, we
Mr.
got
Green,
you.
how are you?
Hey,
It's good to talk to you.
No, Paul, what's your official title now with the Vermont Ravens? You wear a few different hats. I know you've been on the podcast before. We've talked about this, but you do an awful lot.
Yeah, so at the moment I am a member of the Vermont Ravens Board of Directors. I'm also chairman of the Vermont Ravens Hall of Fame committee, and still actively playing. So, yeah, a couple different hats, and sort of love being a part of this organization for the past 13 years, and hope to continue.
And how old are you again, bud?
I'll be 46 next month. So. I'm trying to keep myself together with some athletic tape and to keep plugging along. So
I'm trying to keep myself together with athletic tape. And I don't even play football.
JD has it all
right?
wrapped around his belly and everything.
Occasionally, I'll use duct tape and saran wrap, but that's a whole nother thing.
Duct tape works well.
Oh my God! Listen,
How are you doing? It's good to talk to you.
Yeah, man, it's great to have you back on. We've had you on a few times now. How are you?
Yeah.
How are you faring? How is your body faring? Going out onto a field and banging it up with a bunch of guys that are in their early 20s?
Yeah, it's funny. I did a poll at our last game. I'm actually I'm older than the fathers of at least 5 of our players on our team right now. So it's great. No, I'm hanging in there. The body feels good. Staying active is a part of not getting too old, right? So
you got the do you got the glucosamine chondroitin going?
Yeah, you take whatever it takes. Yeah, whatever it takes. A lot of ibuprofen, and it's good. It's been a great season so far. Your Vermont Ravens they're 3-3 on the season. We're at that 500 mark, 6 games in. We've lost a couple of tough ones by less than a touchdown. We lost our last game against the Rhode Island Raptors by 1 point. So we had a chance to take the lead with a field goal late, just shanked a little bit. But we're right in every game. We're very excited, very competitive season, and we're on pace for the playoffs. We have to have a good showing for our last 2 games, and if we do what we're supposed to do and take care of business, we'll be right in the playoff mix in our conference. So we're pretty happy where we stand right now.
We urge our listeners to have a careful look at your Facebook page, your website, but you got your calendar on there. When's the next game coming up?
So our next game, we actually have a little bit of a bye. We have Labor Day weekend. We have this weekend off as a bye. Then the Labor Day weekend is a league bye, so there won't be any games. Our next 2 games are on the road. Our first one is going to be down in Connecticut versus the Connecticut Reapers. That's in Meriden, Connecticut. And then our final game of the season will be in Bennington versus our longtime rival, the Southern Vermont Storm. That's a crossover game. They're now at the AA level of the New England Football League. And so we like to do a crossover game with them this year. So we're going to go down there and play them in their gorgeous field down there in Bennington. So if any fans in the area want to make the drive to Bennington, Vermont, we'd love to see you down there.
And a good part of the time you guys are playing in Burlington, right?
Yeah, so our home field the last few years has been South Burlington High School on that beautiful turf field up there. We appreciate South Burlington for giving us the opportunity to play up there. It's one of the nicer facilities that we play at in the league.
What about the volunteers right now? I'm guessing that you've got a few businesses and some volunteers that you want to give a shout out to.
Yeah, absolutely. Our game day volunteers, I would say Carrie Lamb has done a fantastic job with organizing volunteers for game day services. We couldn't do it without them, whether it be doing sort of the concession stands, working the sidelines. Big shout out to Carl Parton and Central Vermont Sport Broadcasting for doing the live stream for our games. They've been fantastic. If I could, I'd like to just give a quick shout out to our sponsors.
Yeah.
Competitive Roofing LLC in Colchester, Central Service Towing and Recovery out of Williston, the VFW right here in Barrie, Post 790 has been a big supporter for us. Bare Naked Growler out of Montpelier, Vermont. Laugh and Learn Child Care Center out of East Barrie, Vermont. And, of course, our friends at Jet Service Envelope and Accurate Printing for allowing us to use the facility up there in South Barrie for practices in that field. And Lamb Graphic and Designs, who do all of our program and game day printing. So that's just a few of our sponsors who've really helped us get through the season, and we really appreciate their support.
And you guys are always, of course, looking for more players, the stuff to think about for people in high school that are thinking about, maybe if they really love the game of football beyond high school, this is something to kind of have in your back pocket here going forward over the next year or two.
Absolutely, yeah. No, a vast majority of our team is made up of players who are coming out of high school who are either going to college locally and not playing college football, or who maybe aren't going to college but still want to keep playing the game. Love to have them. our rosters are locked for the season right now, but that doesn't mean they can't come to practice, learn about us, learn about the things we do, prepare for next year. We'll get you ready to go so that you can hit the ground running next year when the season starts with our preseason practices and games. So absolutely.
And that gets started on the earlier side, like April, right?
Yeah, we try to get out as soon as possible. So we start doing our first initial captain's practices in April, weather permitting, obviously, but we do try to get out as quickly as we can to get the ball rolling. There's a lot to install, offensively, defensively, special teams. So we really try to get folks out there as quickly as possible so that we can get our system implemented and get these guys on the field. So,
best way for sponsors, volunteers, future players, anyone of any interest at all to get in touch with the Vermont Ravens. What would be the best way to do that, Paul?
Yeah, absolutely. So through Facebook is probably the best way. You can go to Vermont Ravens fans. There's a place right there to fill out an inquiry sheet if you'd like to have more information. Our website, vermontravens.com. There's a link there as well to reach out to any member of the board of directors. Express your interest there. We'd be happy to reach back out and get you set up, whether it's somebody that's interested in getting into coaching. Our head coach, Bob Lamb, would be happy to have you on board and sort of teach you the ropes and kind of learn the system that way. If you're interested in playing, obviously now's a great time to get involved and kind of learn what we do and how that moves. And obviously the younger the better, right? Some of us aren't getting any younger, so
Sure.
it's better to get involved now. So yeah, those are two great sort of onboarding ports to look at, both Facebook and the website.
When can we have you on next? When would be the best time for you guys?
Whatever works best for you, JD. Our season does wrap up. We'll be going to playoffs here soon. Once we've hopefully are bringing home the single A NESL championship trophy. I'd love to come in and share that with all of our fans at that point. If not, we can talk more about the upcoming season.
All right, you reach out to us when it's best for you guys, and we'll get you on.
Sounds great. We can't wait. We thank everybody for their support all season long, and go Ravens.
Thanks, pal.
Have a great
Thanks,
rest of the season.
Thank you. Appreciate that. You guys take care.
All right.
You too.
Paul Winters. What a great guy.
Yes,
Busy.
he is.
Busy. He does an awful lot. He does so much.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, today is National Women's Equality Day today. Congress passed this 19th Amendment to the Constitution, granting women full and equal voting rights on this day, right here, August 26th, back in 1920. So
Nice.
many hard-fought victories by the ladies since then, who, frankly, kick ass. We've had the magnet.
We know.
I know that you know. We've had the magnet on our fridge of that. I don't know if it's Rosie the Riveter or whatever, but it's the chick there with her. She's flexing her muscle there. Yeah, Sherilyn's into that stuff. So we tip our hat to all of the ladies in the whole world, but especially right here in America, who just simply kick ass. There are more women now who are running Fortune 500 companies than ever in history.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
guys have it wrong, ladies have it right. We need to start getting it together. Close the cabinet doors. Fill the fridge.
You know that
the right way.
You know that this show can be played over and over and over, and that women all over are going to be cutting out that little segment right there and like playing it. Probably it's going to become a meme or something.
Guys, we need to learn how to load the dishwasher. We need to push them up every now and then, and pick up the dirty laundry laying around.
I think most guys do.
You do?
Yeah, I just do.
Nice to meet you.
What?
I don't. That's my point.
You don't think that most
No,
guys do?
I don't do these things.
Oh.
I don't close the
Well, you're an
doors.
asshole, but we know that already.
Oh my God! At some point, I have to tell you the Daily Dose of Feel Good, and it's about Lily. I'll get to it at some point this morning, I promise.
Okay.
We're also going to run down some stories that are trending in Vermont this morning. Do you have a couple for us? Because in just a few minutes, we're going to be chatting and checking in with someone that is, some might say, is clinically insane. Mike Boudreau from the Great Vermont Corn Maze is going to be on the air with us in just a few minutes here. And this guy, he was a wonderful man, but
Yes.
I mean,
He came in last year, correct? It was last year that he came in.
And they're just, the corn maze is open. And when the corn starts growing, June, end of June and beginning of July, Mike Boudreau starts to get a little, because this is his high tide. This is his. This is how he makes a living. And the Great Vermont Corn Maze, best on the planet. I mean, they're cranking up there. But anyway, we're going to check with him a little bit. What do you have for us this morning? Anything Vermont news?
What big Vermont news, as far as I'm concerned, that people can't forget that the Snack Shack is closing for good tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow. Yeah.
Tomorrow's it.
Yep.
I went again last night.
Did you get the Rickster?
Yep, that's what I had last night, and sweet potato fries. So and fried dough. Whew.
Good for you.
Talk about yeah.
How is Sue? How are they all doing over there?
They're doing good. They're doing okay, but they're tomorrow will be the last day. They're gonna sell out of everything, hopefully, and so make sure you stop. You say hi. You grab something, anything.
Yeah.
But mostly just say hi, give them some love, thank them for being here for forever.
How many years do we know?
I don't even know. I just know that it's been a very long time.
Would Sue be willing to come on with us at some point?
Of course she would.
All right.
Yeah.
She's not like microphone shy or anything.
Oh, hell no. There is nothing shy about Sue. No.
Yes,
but
that's
really,
tomorrow.
to me, that's a pretty big deal because it's been a staple here for a very long time.
Yeah.
And to all of a sudden, and when you really think about it, there's not a whole lot that happens on the North End. People are always talking Main Street or things on South End, but not a whole lot is ever talked about down there. And she's been down there for a really long time.
Yeah. All right. It's let's see if we can reach Mike Boudreau. And have you been up to the Great Vermont Corn Maze?
Yes, I have.
Up in North Danville?
It's been a while. It's probably been 5, maybe a little more years than that, but I have been.
Yeah.
I've never done the haunted one, and I never will.
Why?
No.
Mike?
Hello.
Hey, what's going on, buddy? Good morning.
Good morning.
We're so happy to have you. Raylene is saying that she would never do the Dead North Farmland of Terror. We have some information about that going forward here. But do you think there's a possibility that if we threw down some cash, we could get her up there?
We can drag anybody through.
Oh.
We sold out 2 weeks ago, but for live talk to really share with the masses what it was like and how badly she wet her pants, absolutely.
Yeah. You've literally had people wet themselves on the Dead North.
We've kind of stopped counting around 600, but it keeps going up, and that's yeah. Because as you go through Dead North, of course you think your group is by themselves walking alone on this 1 mile long trail with corn and buildings and animatronics, and we're everywhere. So after things happen, people tend to gab with each other, and words are said, things are heard, and the count goes up.
Oh my God! So really, we get into the beginning of August, and you guys are selling out of.
The last few years, we're usually sold out by mid-August, and the reason for that is it's painful. I mean, in many ways for us, for our customers, But if we squeeze in more people, we have people offering us, to pay double the admission price to get in every year. We have to say no because we can be greedy and we can squeeze in more people, but then everyone's going to have a bad experience because nobody wants to wait in line for 6 hours. And they all say, "Oh, I don't mind." But at the end of the night, the help is exhausted. The people are tired of waiting in line. Everyone's miserable. So it's been 22 years, so we've learned what works best for us. And the reason we sell out is we treat our customers right, our victims, and we don't allow drinking or smoking.
Victims. Did you hear that?
I told
he threw that in there quickly.
I told you this guy was insane.
Yeah.
What did I tell you? Mike, what's the deal now? If folks still are hardcore and they want to do this, can you get on a waiting list?
Yeah, they can. We'll cut it off at about 200, which is almost there probably. And what will happen is we have an excellent ticket agent, and he will do his best at the end. If there's anything that opens up, it may be a last-minute call. We try to make everyone happy as we can. If the weather's great, we might be able to squeeze in a few more people. Again, that's one reason we limit tickets because we go rain or shine. And again, most of the things we're indoors or outdoors.
Mm-hmm.
But if anything happens, for example, one year, everything's flowing perfectly. We got everything timed out just right. And then we found a huge hornet's nest that we'd been working around for months, and nobody noticed it in one of the dark buildings. So we had to stop the hunt for about 15 minutes while we got rid of it. Well, that just set the line back 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's a live action event, so anything can happen, a flat tire or whatever, a hornet's nest. So we really, by keeping the numbers we keep, we can handle any problem without ruining anybody's night. Because we have people driving 2-3 hours come see us and really don't want them leaving here with a bad experience. We want them terrified and wet.
Now, what about the regular corn maze up there? This is, and I was just saying to Raylene, when that corn starts growing, the neurons in your cranium start to shift into a different gear. This is a big, big deal. You guys are like the biggest corn maze in all of New England and maybe even beyond that, right?
Yeah, we're definitely the largest in New England. Good chance we're the largest on the East Coast. There's one that's twice as big, but even the size, if you think about, again, I always relate this corn maze to ski areas. You could have a 100-acre ski area and a 20-acre ski area, but the 100-acre ski area could just be nothing but a bunny slope and 2 rope tows.
Sure.
Right.
And the technically smaller ski area could have high-speed quads and, snowboard park and all sorts of stuff. So the size is one of it. That's part of it. But what we do, most mazes have no bridges. So if you have a maze without a bridge, we call that a rope tow maze, where you go in, you walk around, take your pictures. It's great. Some people love it. That's all my sister ever wants. If you add one bridge, you magnify the complexity greatly, and we have over 100 feet of bridges and an underground tunnel. So even though we have a scenic maze, which is absolutely wonderful, people come, they do it, that's all they want out of us. They get more than they want out of just a scenic maze. But we designed the big one for mazers, people who, this is what they want to do. We had a woman come in the other day. She'd been waiting a year to come here, and she was just literally giddy. This was her thing. So they're not going in there to take a couple pictures. They're going in there to solve a maze. And it's very common for people to start over at the beginning 1 to 4 times, 1 to 2 hours after they began.
Yeah.
By accident. So that's why we don't allow anyone entering after noon during the week or 12:30 on the weekends, because if you're at the beginning at 3 o'clock,
right.
Well, you still might want to solve it, but I got to give you a lot of clues, and on a busy day, it can take us an hour and a half to clear out the maze.
I think at one point you told me, Mike, that you've seen troubled marriages heal themselves in a matter of a couple of hours?
I've participated in that, yes. I've assisted with some couples having a very bad day because they either didn't know what they were getting into or they thought it was something. A lot of people come with preconceived notions of what we're offering here, and by working with them. So one of two things. Either they really decide, oh, this is how we work together. Isn't this fun? Look, we're actually amazing. We're actually doing something great. We'll be back next year. Or, good God, we never want to spend this much time together doing anything, so let's get the hell out of here.
And they go for the emergency exit.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, we have a few couples. They come actually almost every year, and they've probably been married 20, 30 years. They come in, they'll start off together, and then happily they just separate, and whenever I see them, they check in on the other one. How's she doing? How's he doing? But they know damn well they don't want to work too well together.
Yeah. So you've seen some fights.
The worst one we saw is a gentleman. He came out of the maze after 20 minutes. We have a little GPS punch card thing I can explain later, but he kind of threw that at my wife at the admission booth, got in his car, and left his family after 20 minutes.
Goodness.
And he had a pregnant wife with a toddler who came walking out about 10 minutes later.
Oh.
So, yeah, as a society, we probably should have stepped in and tried to, do an intervention on that one.
And you've also seen the New Jersey license plates pull up with the white pants and the high heels, too.
Yeah, I can't even. I've seen the Vermont plates do that. The number of people that pull up in here. So our season
from
the real
Chittenden County
season is August. In August, it's fantastic. We have the corn is at its most challenging. 99% of the people that come, they're here for the maze. I go home, I watch the stupidity on the news in the world. I come back to the maze and go, why is the world going to hell in a handbag? I'm surrounded by wonderful people. I have people from all over the world. They're offering help to other people. They're occasionally I've seen people offer water to people who didn't bring enough water. They're picking up trash for me, whatever trash might be on the ground. They're fantastic. As we get closer into the fall season, this is just really important for anybody who thinks they want to come and try to really challenge a maze. In the fall, we get more non-mazers or people that think amazing is a fall activity.
Yes. Yeah.
And they came for take some pictures, to kind of walk through a cornfield, like go see a covered bridge, see a cornfield, check a list. And they get here, at 12 or 12:15.
Yeah.
They got the high heels. They got the big pocketbook. They're on the time limit. They had to be somewhere in an hour.
Or the baby carriage with 6 kids in it.
Absolutely. And so those poor folks, my mazers in August, they won't ask for a clue for at least an hour, usually 2 hours. At 2 hours, they'll begrudgingly ask for a clue. In the fall, people will show up 15 minutes in, see me and go, which way do I go? Which is fine, except then they turn around and yell to their friends, hey, he said go left.
Right.
So we always say if you start at 9, 10 o'clock, you'll be getting out when that crowd shows up.
Ooh.
If you choose to be here at 11 or 12, please understand in the fall, especially on the weekends, you may very well be surrounded by people in a conga line saying, hey, he said go this way. Look, we're almost done. And I can't. I whisper clues. We try our best to only give away what we have to give away. But people who don't really want to be here don't realize other people do want to be here.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
So it's painful for us to see that because we really want. So if you're here early, you have fun, you do the whole thing, you get done before the crowd gets here. Then you have time to go play and pretend in or barnyard golf. If you have the little kids, they love pretending, and you can relax. You're not surrounded by people. You're not being told clues you don't want. So by coming early, boom, you get the whole day to yourself and let the fun begin.
Wow. So, Mike, if I were to threaten bodily harm on you if you wouldn't tell me the design this year, would that have an impact?
Oh, it'd have an impact, but not what you want. I'm currently working 16 hours a day, 7 days a week. Not a lot of tolerance for that, but anyway. And then you also have to try to find me. So that'd be the other problem.
Yes, true.
Right,
yes.
right. And we know.
So you're not going to tell us. You're not going to tell us what the.
No. What we do, we try so people think I'm standing on the bridge all day laughing at people. What we're doing up there is I'm actually carrying the weight of everybody's enjoyment on our shoulders.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So if you say, I want a clue, but I know you just got started, you got full bottles of water, giving a clue can save 15 to an hour worth of walking.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So I know you don't really need a clue yet. And so I'll joke with you, I'll let you go and pass you on. If you're been there 2.5 hours, I can see your bottles are empty. I can see someone in your group isn't having a great time.
Right.
Maybe you still don't think you want a clue, but I see you're about to restart the maze again. You're on your way
Yes.
back to the beginning. I might throw out a little lifeline,
Yeah.
trying not to upset the ones that don't want a clue.
Sure.
But I know if you get back to the beginning, you're probably going to walk off the property. So I'm trying to always kind of help you a little, help her a little, but not help that one yet. And then this one I know never wants a clue. And so if we have 100 people in the maze or 200, I'm juggling everybody's happiness. So
We're
no
showing-
laughs on the bridge.
We're showing a picture of your 2020 maze right now, your tribute to health workers in America.
Yeah.
And you always post the design of the maze when? After the season.
Yeah, it's really stupid marketing, but we want to make our
Yeah.
mazers happy.
Yeah, of
well,
course.
our people don't want to know. It's just become a thing, a tradition up here. It does make its way to the paper. It does get out on TV sometimes.
Does anyone fly overhead in a helicopter or an airplane and grab some photos?
I'm sure they try to cheat that way. But we for the sake of it, if you're at the admission booth and you're a new person, you ask my wife, what's the design this year? And there's a return mazer behind you. You will hear them say, no, la, 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 la.
Oh, yeah.
They want to go through. They want to talk about what they think the maze is. They try to guess the shape of it by the different, the trails. Every year we add a new photo op, so they always enjoy, when they see a new photo op, they have an idea that's sort of what the maze is going to be. They talk about it on the 2-hour drive up. So it's not a big deal to tell people. It doesn't help them, but it's just become a thing that our mazers don't want to know.
This white speck and that's on our screen right now that we're showing, that's a boat, and it's not a small boat. So you guys come in with a helicopter and lower that boat down into the corn, right?
We sail it in.
Yeah.
Everything you see in the corn, we had to put out there the day after they plant the corn. We have to guess where it's going to go. And we've got, like I said, 100 feet of bridges. We got all the GPS letters. We got our dragon house. We've got the bears. We've got all that stuff that we put out there before the corn comes up.
So how do you make the obviously you design the maze ahead of time? I'm guessing during the winter, but how do you plant the corn and then pick, or do you?
Yeah, so there are a lot of places they'll take a little GPS, a whole new technology, and they can go through the tractor. But because we've got 100 feet of bridges, because we have a tunnel, because we have other things out in the corn, a tractor and that GPS thing doesn't work for us. So we actually go out there once the corn is up, just poking up, and we can see a row of corn. My wife and I go out there with a 100-foot tape measure, a 7-foot stick,
Oh my
and a
God!
piece of graph paper, and we do use a rototiller to do the trails, but the rototiller doesn't take the corn stalks out of the trail, so they regrow. So basically, we do hand pick every trail, and then after that's done, we go back with a power roller, and we smooth all the trails out. So again, I've had to make videos of this. We do our best to make a smooth walking trail, but you're not walking on pavement. And it's amazing
Right.
how many people show up. When you first enter, our first little beginning trail is really nice. It's hard packed, and you get in the corn. There's some soft sand, there's some rocks, there's some hills. So again, the whole joke about high heels, I'm not joking. People do show up in those kind of walking attire that just doesn't work. You're going for a 2-hour hike up and down a small hill through dirt trails. So it takes about 5 weeks to build what you see.
VermontCornMaze.com. And you guys are wide open right now. You don't need a reservation.
You do. So
you do?
Yeah. So during COVID, the reason we were able to open during COVID was this wonderful online system with our great ticket agent. And so we were able to keep everybody spaced out. It was all great. It worked out perfect. Killed us financially, but it was a good way to stay open and keep everybody safe and happy. As a result, it actually turns out this is the most beneficial way for everyone because we are a weather-dependent event.
Right.
So by buying your ticket online, we have contact with you, so we can tell you directly, hey, you want to come early today because it's going to be thunderstorms, or we're going to close today. Too often, and I don't know how people. We're not in the middle of Burlington. We are a 3-mile dirt road to get to us. And there are days people will pop over and they'll show up at like 3, 4 in the afternoon and just want to, just do the maze quick.
Yeah, right.
Silly. And so by getting your tickets online, it really reinforces to those first-time people, these are the times you need to be here. This is what you're looking at.
Okay.
So we discourage, on occasion, if someone does show up at the right time in the morning and we're not fully packed, we can take them in. But we know people are driving 2 hours to get here.
Sure.
So we'd rather you go online, VermontCornmaze.com, get your ticket, know what's available, and then again, should anything happen, weather-wise or whatever, we can have a great, quick way to reach out and tell people.
And you guys have snacks and ice cream and treats and water and all that stuff, but we encourage folks to pack some water, grab a Camelback, make sure you've got some comfortable shoes, boots or sneakers or something. You're going to be walking on hard packed dirt, and you want to be comfortable.
Right, and like I said, in the stuff we have, pretty much everything in our food booth is $1 or $2. It's just, we know a lot of people show up not being prepared.
Sure.
And so our goal is just to keep them having a great time when they're here. And there's plenty of restaurants around. There's no reason to step on somebody else's toes. Business.
Sure.
And I don't have any more time to cook anything.
Yeah, I know.
We're up at 6 and down at midnight, so. There's almost sleeping now. I just spent 8 hours weed whacking the maze, doing trail maintenance. Last night it was maintenance on our golf course. So we have 6 hours, 8 hours of lawn mowing every week.
Next time I see you, Mike, next time I chat with you, I will be with you in person in the maze. We make a great tradition of it every year to get up there with Lily. We love the fact that you've got a beginner's maze. You've got easy exits. You can go in there. You go at your kid's pace. If after an hour or two they've had enough, you can get out of there and still enjoy the rest of your day. You're not stuck in there until midnight. So
and if you got kids with you, just remember, always use pretend and play area as a carrot at the end.
Yeah, right.
A lot of people get the kids in there, they get all wound up and all burnt out playing.
Sure.
Then they're dragging the maze.
Yeah.
And the hard part with pretending, of course, is I think has a great imagination.
Yeah.
Very active, wants to go out and play and do things. A lot of kids today, unfortunately, their nose are in the iPad or whatever. So
yes.
We can't guarantee your kids are going to love it. We have some kids that cry when they leave after 2 hours, and other kids get bored in 5 minutes.
Right.
Because you're entertaining yourself. We've got, the spaceship, the bouncy animals, the tunnels, the hay castle, the Old Tread Mountain climbing area. We got the golf. We got the play village.
Incredible.
And it's either, woohoo, look where I am, or where's the roller coaster?
Yeah, right, yeah.
So.
Mike, we love you, buddy.
Is your daughter reading the book yet?
Oh, yes, she has read the book.
She's full reading? I can't.
Yes. Oh, yes, very much. And we're going to pull a picture up of the book here and put it up there as well. But you guys have it for sale. And I can't wait to get up there and see you again soon, buddy. Thanks for coming on this morning.
And next year is 25 years.
25 years.
Nice.
25 years we've been having this chat. So, yeah.
Wow.
Buckle up.
I remember you and I talking about it right in the beginning. I can't believe it's been that long. Yeah. Oh, my God, Mike. Be well, buddy. I will see you soon. We'll be up there soon.
Absolutely. Talk to you then.
Can't wait. He's literally one of the busiest guys I've ever known in my life. Mike Boudreau from the Great Vermont Corn Maze.
A lot of work.
It is a ton. Oh, it's a ton of work. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and this is they make their living all year long off of a month.
Yeah.
A month and a half. So get up there and have some fun.
Yeah, pretty awesome.
Absolutely. We're going to check in with Josh Dickinson right now over at Gusto's. Find out what's going on with the Gusto's.
There's another guy that's very busy.
Yeah, literally another one of the busiest guys that we've ever known on the planet. Josh Dickinson. Good morning, buddy.
Good morning. How are you?
Hey, man, we're doing all right. Raylene and I are tipping our hat to you. We know that this is a busy time of year. What's going on with the Gusto's Open?
So it is September 11th. It starts at 11. It's for Chelsea Smith Fournier. She had breast cancer. I actually went to high school with her. And when I heard about it, it actually brought me slightly to tears because I grew up with her, hung out with her a bunch, and it kind of hit home with me that somebody my age, cancer just doesn't care who it hits. So we actually filled it already. We have 116 people joining. One of the biggest one I've been a part of. It's been right around there before, but unfortunately we aren't able to get any more golf carts or anything like that, so we can't add any more people. But yeah, so I mean, the Gusto's open. It's a great event. We give away a bunch of prizes that are donated to us from different people. We also buy a couple extra prizes to do that. So it starts at 11 a.m. We like people to show up around like 10:30 just for registration and make sure we get all the payments and everything and give them their holes, and they know we go over the rules. It's a shotgun start, scramble. And then after the tournament, we come down to Gusto's. People can bid on certain things. We have a steak dinner with a bunch of sides.
And we know that the steak dinner is to die for because we've got to enjoy one of those when we did the red noses.
Yeah, it's amazing.
We don't go off that just because we always get good feedback and stuff like that from it. So it's definitely, I mean, between golf and the dinner alone, it's definitely worth it. And we raise a bunch of money normally. So
that's incredible. You said it's full?
Yeah, it is full.
That's awesome.
Full. Honestly, it was full like a week and a half ago. And normally we accept teams right up to the end. And this year everybody wants to get out and support. So that was great.
That's awesome.
Wow. How many total golfers? How many teams?
So I believe it's 54 teams.
Wow.
I did enough for it. Yeah.
Wow.
So, yep. And it's up at the Country Club of Barrie, and they're always great to us. They help us out, always on board to do everything. So
how many years has this been going on, Josh?
I want to say right around 23.
And how did it start? What was the inception of this?
I forgot who it started from, but it was somebody really close to Gary and Gene Goslin. And they just, I mean, they were one of the first, I want to say 23 years ago, to do these kind of charity golf tournaments. And now you see them all over the place.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Dude, that's fantastic. What's happening? What's happening tonight and through the weekend over at Gusto's? Raylene is constantly following what you guys have going on, but do tell.
So we have acoustics, and I have it, but we have acoustics from 6 to 8. And I would have to go inside and look at the thing. I had it on my head, and then you got me sidetracked to talking about the Gusto's open.
It's all right, man. Is Chris Powers coming in soon?
He actually is coming in next week.
Awesome.
Next Friday, yes.
The first Friday of every month.
First Friday of every month.
Yes. We like getting him on a rotation. He's a very talented guy.
Yes, he is.
Keep that going, man. Keep that going. Yes, really.
Absolutely. And then normally we'll have DJs once a month, Friday and Saturday. Then every other week it's a DJ on Friday and a live band on Saturday starting again.
Wow.
So, nice.
And let's talk food. What's something that everyone's talking about on the menu? I know wings on Wednesdays is a huge hit right now.
Wings any day.
Any day.
Yeah, I was going to say, wings, you can't really beat them. I mean, we have a bunch of different flavors.
Yeah, like 16 rubs or something like that, right?
Yeah. Normally the JD wrap has been our popular one, and it always has been. But ever since we expanded the menu, our Robbie garlic bomb. It's a fried chicken with our garlic parm on it, a pickle, lettuce, and it's on our pretzel bun. And I normally switch it up and get it in a wrap, but that's probably my favorite menu item right now.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, you can't really go wrong. I mean, ever since we expanded our menu, we've gotten really, really good feedback. Obviously, it's all my help that I have, the people working for me. They take a lot of pride in what they do, and they execute and stay consistent. So that's awesome.
They sure do, and they're so attentive. I'll tell you, people, the word is really starting to get out. People, they go into Gusto's, they have the menu put in front of them, and there's wow is what you see and hear.
And it's very good. I'm
Yeah.
here to tell you, I've been going and
Yeah.
and I've been having lunch and I've been having dinner and I have even gotten some stuff to go, and it is amazing.
Yeah, and that's one thing COVID helped us with. Just because like people never before I took over, we never really had food or anything like that. So
Mm-hmm.
it was the word of mouth was the only way to really spread, and obviously you guys boosting it all the time helped out as well. So I really appreciate that.
Brother, congratulations on getting this Gusto's Open sold out with 54 teams. This is absolutely remarkable.
Yes.
We're so honored to be connected with a business right here in Barrie that has been kicking ass by doing so many different charity events. 23 years strong for the Gusto's Open alone, and we're just honored to be connected with you, man.
Okay. Likewise, I appreciate it, and don't forget about the Barrie Brawls the night before.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Battle in Barrie 8 with Donnybrook Fight Promotions, and you guys are going to be doing drinks and food up at the Barrie Auditorium for that, and then the after party at Gusto's. Oh my God, it's going to be a weekend.
Yes, no, it's all at once always, but it's always fun. And I'm just lucky enough to have staff to help.
Yes, right.
And you still have a couple of charity events to go. We have the Ladies Ride for
Ride.
Breast Cancer
Yeah, in October.
Yes,
that
and we
you're
actually,
involved in as well.
Yes, we it is for the same beneficiary.
Yes.
As well, just because it was breast cancer, and we teamed up. They will be actually at the Gusto's Open during it, trying to sell tickets and also sell some of their swag during it, and just it's a team.
Right, it's a collaboration, and that's the big thing about you and Gusto's and who you are in this community. It is a team, and you've always thought of it that way, and we're lucky to have you.
Yeah, I mean, Barrie's a great community. I mean, obviously it's my hometown, and I'm happy to help whenever I can. And if anybody needs anything or needs to try to raise money, I'm always for it. So
You definitely are, Josh.
We love you, pal. Great job.
yes, thank you.
You got it, and we hope to see you soon.
Yes, yes, and good luck moving, you guys.
All right. Thank you so much, Josh.
Yes, thank you, guys. You have a good day.
All right, buddy.
You too.
Wow. That guy gives me goosebumps sometimes when I
Yes.
chat with him. Amazing. Speaking of food, Oscar Mayer is now selling frozen wiener pops, Raylene. So there you go. You can enjoy a cold hot dog on a stick now. I mean, why limit yourself to just hot dogs?
I can't go there. Like, I'm having all I can do not to die right now.
I just saw that on my screen. Oscar Mayer,
Okay.
frozen wiener
I cannot
pops.
go there.
You're thinking
Dottie.
you're thinking of a few people that you'd love to have their wieners frozen and stuck on a stick.
No, I can't.
Oh.
No.
Oh, I thought that's
No.
Oh,
No. We won't. We can't talk about where I'm going. This is just, we have to move on.
all right. Oh boy. 24
Dottie.
$24 billion in this is how much President Biden's student loan forgiveness plan could cost per year. White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre.
Talking about wieners on a stick. Just saying.
She was talking about this yesterday and asked why the president waited so long to make his decision to cancel the debt. She said Biden, quote, wanted to do it in a fiscally balanced way. Oh, great timing
Yes.
with inflation. And
Well, it is great timing with inflation, though. That's the thing, is that he's helping out other people that are struggling. That's, the point of the whole thing.
well, okay.
But I don't.
But
I do not have an opinion either way.
it's going to cost $24 billion. I mean,
Yes.
nothing's free.
Right, nothing's free. We have learned that from all the money that they gave out during COVID. Right now we're paying dearly
Right.
for that money given. Mm-hmm.
Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell Jackson Hole is where he's going to be giving his speech today. Jackson Hole, Wyoming.
They have my thing with this whole forgiveness as far as the student loans go. We give money away for things that every day that don't give back. And at least these people are the people that are their debt is being forgiven. They probably have a job. They probably pay taxes, and they're probably giving back to the community in some way.
Right.
As opposed to others that may get free money that aren't necessarily doing the same.
Sure.
So I have less of a problem with forgiving that than I do with paying hundreds of dollars a day to do other things.
Well, apparently he's going to be delivering the same inflation-fighting message that he has in the past, expected to emphasize that the central bank will use all of the firepower it needs in the form of interest rate hikes to snuff out inflation. He is also likely to point out that after the Fed finishes raising rates, it's likely to hold them there, which we've heard that they're going to continue to rise, but it will actually start to cut interest rates next year. Next year. Not this year, next year. Listen, if you're tired of paying more for less, more and more people are taking to TikTok to call out companies for shrinkflation. Have you heard this buzzword? Shrinkflation? We have a school district in Missouri that announced that it's going to reinstate spanking this school year. This is also another story that is trending right now. One of the headlines. Reinstating spanking. Be careful, Raylene. You're going to get yourself in trouble.
No, I'm not, because I'm biting my tongue.
Let's see.
Very hard. Like, it's probably bleeding, but...
Cassville School District Superintendent Marilyn Johnson dealing with this, reinstating what they're calling corporal punishment, a disciplinary measure that the 1,900 student county school district is reconsidering. They abandoned it in 2001, and now they want to reinstate it. And they're getting, apparently, a good number of parents that are thanking them.
Because the parent doesn't want to do their own job. Discipline needs to be in the home. It needs to go back to the home, and a parent shouldn't be threatened by law if they discipline. It needs to go back to the home. If anybody other than myself ever spanked my child, that person better look the hell out, because I'm coming to kick your ass. Period. Plain and simple. Still to this day, if my kid needs his ass kicked, I will be the one doing it. I promise you that. But it's not a teacher's responsibility. They have their own children. They have their own lives. They are not there to do that.
Yeah.
Just like as you, as if you work in an office, it's not your job to deal with Susie Q that sits next to you that uses her cell phone every day. There is somebody that's there that deals with that. That's not your job, and it's not the school's job either.
Parents were notified of this. Each family will be asked to opt in or opt out. And they're saying it will only be used as a last resort with, again, written permission from the parents. So
yeah,
that's important to know.
Do your own jobs, and then and then we wouldn't have to worry about that. But we're putting way too much stress on systems that don't need to be stressed, and that's why we can't find teachers and we can't find administration, because
So, what I want to know.
Permission slip or not, I'm still waiting for the first lawsuit that will somehow
Oh,
come out.
guaranteed.
Because, yeah. No.
I'm just wondering, is it like a hand or is it a paddle? I'm just
Who knows?
just wondering.
Which will become a fist and a club when the story comes out, by
Yeah.
the way. It will be a hand and a paddle, but
Right.
just saying.
Let's watch Raylene's blood pressure spike right here. The Justice Department has a deadline of 12 noon today, Raylene, to release a redacted version of the Mar-a-Lago search warrant affidavit. This is big news, Raylene.
I'm sick of hearing it.
God.
When we said we're sick of hearing about the babies being born to Kate, the royal babies.
Oh, the royal babies, yes.
And we were all sick of it.
Mm-hmm.
This is far exceeded that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, there is so much time and money being invested into this right now. Tons. And some say, Raylene, some say justifiably so.
So justifiably or not, it doesn't need to be on every channel, on every outlet, constant.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Agreed.
Do you know how many things are going on intensely every day, all day, that we know nothing about?
The flash floods in Mississippi
We're giving it a platform.
is an example which I think deserves much more attention. We've got residents that are stranded. We've got washed out roads. We have a train that was derailed this week from some of the floods. Have you seen the city of Jackson?
Yes, but not much
Oh,
of it
my
because we're
God.
worried about that. That's getting more of a platform than something like that actually matters.
Absolutely amazing. Amazing. How many people have died from rain and flooding? I mean, look at what's going on in South Asia. It's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. I was bitching and moaning the other day about cell service in Vermont and lack thereof. Now we have SpaceX and T-Mobile that wants to beam cell service to, and I'm quoting here, most places in the United States, including some of the hardest to reach. Hello? We're here in Vermont. Can anyone hear us? Can you hear me now?
Spoiled.
Wireless connectivity is something that the Green Mountain State has been challenged with and dealing with for
A long time.
quite some time. So now we've got SpaceX saying they're going to put a satellite-based internet business flying around the Earth.
Perfect.
give us
That's just what you wanted.
An extra layer of connectivity.
And it'll only cost you an extra couple $100 a month, I'm sure.
Well, Elon Musk is involved. So we'll see.
Didn't I tell you that the other day when you were bitching about it? I said, call Elon.
You did.
You said, who do I write? Who do I write? The governor? Do I write this? Do I write that? And I said, no, you call Elon. So see?
I did. He didn't answer. But he's saying that this will, quoting here, this is Elon Musk saying this, this is going to save lives as it could provide people with connectivity in emergency situations such as when hiking in remote areas. What about when my kid gets a flat tire at night on Route 302 over in Groton State Park?
Yeah.
God, come on. We got to get with it, Raylene.
Yes, I agree.
This one is going to spike the blood pressure of Michael Booten. California air regulators voted yesterday to ban new gas car sales by the year, wait for it, Raylene, 2035. This measure is to phase gasoline cars out of California.
Mm-hmm.
First such ban worldwide. And this move has major implications for the U.S. car market, as several states are expected to implement similar rules in the years to come.
And they have 12 years to change their mind.
They do?
Well, no, more than that, because it's only 2022. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Starting with 2026 models, 35% of new cars, SUVs, and small pickups sold in California would be required to be zero-emission vehicles.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The new rules would not impact used vehicles, allowing them to stay on the road. So there you go. Have you heard about this, world news here, have you heard about this nuclear power plant, which is occupied by Russian forces in Ukraine, disconnected from the country's power grid for the first time yesterday? Increased shelling near the plant triggered calls for international experts to visit the facility, and that, of course, ratcheted up some fears of a potential nuclear accident. So on Thursday, backup diesel generators yesterday were activated to avert a radiation disaster, literally a meltdown, which you've seen before when I've lost my pencil here
Yeah,
in
or
the
your
studio.
password.
But this is wow. I'm just seeing here. If the diesel generators hadn't turned on, if the automation and the people that are working at the plant had not reacted after this blackout, then the consequences would be just astronomical. I don't even know if you can really put a word to that. Catastrophical, I think, is more accurate. But that's probably the biggest story that is in the news right now. Worldwide, global news. Today's the 26th already?
It is.
Don't forget, Sunday morning, breakfast at the American Legion from 8 to 10:30. Full House is playing on September 3rd. We love to promote what they have going on over there. And I wanted to also tell you about some of the concerts that are coming. And I don't know, are you privy to what's going on with music, with what's happening, who's playing where, and what's going on? Darius Rucker's coming to the Bank of New Hampshire Pavilion, along with your ex-boyfriend from high school, Jason Aldean.
Oh, yeah.
He'll be there on September 8th and the 9th. Sting, who I've worshipped since I was a kid, will be playing Bank of New Hampshire Pavilion on the 10th. Tenacious D on the 13th. Shinedown on the 16th. John Party, who I know you love that guy, is playing the 23rd. So
Quite the lineup.
yeah, Champlain Valley Fair.
Yeah.
Do you know anyone who's playing this year?
I do not. Truthfully, I haven't paid attention to anything happening at the fair this year.
Yeah.
For some reason, I don't know why, but I haven't.
Well, that's all right. Well, fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah. I don't know.
Um,
I've shared posts, but I guess I just really haven't paid all that much attention because I know I'm not going to go.
I was just going to ask you. That was going to be my next question. Are you Are you planning on going?
No, I don't have money to do those sorts of things this year, and they're very expensive.
It is pricey.
And for me, gas in the car, coffee in the cup.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take coffee out of the cup before I put food in the belly any day. But
Priorities. So.
Priorities. It's just I mean,
I understand.
I'm happy to see that they're going and that people can go and that people enjoy that. But for me, it's just definitely not a priority. And if I was going to spend the money and participate or go to a fair, I would go to Tunbridge just because.
Caledonia is pretty awesome too.
Yeah, and not just Tunbridge, but one of the smaller county fairs that that's a lot more local people, local farmers, vendors, performers.
Sure.
You could go and see Donna Thunder, Tim Brick.
That's right.
Tin Penny, Bob Nelson, and Native Tongue.
What are you saying? You'd rather see that than the Nelly concert tomorrow night?
I would.
Is that what you're saying?
Mm-hmm.
Tonight
100%, 1,000 times.
Tonight is Scotty McCreery at the Champlain Valley Fair, by the way.
I can turn on Spotify and hear that.
AC/DC tribute on the 30th.
I can hear that at Gusto's once a year.
And Jesse Argan's tribute to Queen on the 29th.
Probably hear that at Gusto's too.
Today, Caledonia County Fair. We have a quilting demo that's going on right now.
And hopefully they've brought
I'm missing
police
it.
force from other locations because we all know that in Burlington they don't have it. I'm sorry. It's just the way I feel about that. There's no way you would get me to go there.
There's a lot of stuff going on. JT is going to be in the demo derby, by the way, which is, I think, tomorrow night. Look at the lawn tractor pulls and
JD's doing this while he's trying to read.
doing what? Well, no, I have the schedule right here in front of me.
No, because I'm
there.
telling you that I'm not going. So you're like, is she really saying that over there? That's what
all
he's
right.
doing is he's trying to read. Yeah.
This is me trying to read.
Right.
Sometimes I make noises when I'm trying to read.
Yesterday, the day before yesterday, you were making new noises. That was the man cold noises. He was over here.
Sometimes men, when we're suffering from colds and sore throats and things like that, body aches, we moan. It's our way of asking for sympathy from the ladies.
Did you get any?
Not a freaking ounce. The first marijuana dispensary has arrived in New York, it looks like.
They're coming here soon. We have some stores going to open. We have one in Montpelier. We are starting to discuss it here in the city. One of the big discussions is, where do we want them? Mm-hmm. I want them on Main Street. I want them out in the open. I want to know who's going in and out of there. I want to know that young kids aren't going in there. And if I think there's young kids going in there after high school, I'm going to be saying so. I'm going to be making sure that that's not happening. We don't need anything else tucked away on some back street. We are asking for troubles.
How do you think Berry City is going to respond to this, react to this? Not just Berry City Council, but just Berry City residents, Berry City businesses.
Well, I think a lot of people...
will we be able to vote it? Yes? No?
I'm not sure how it's going to work, and I know that there are certain people that are very much do not want it on Main Street.
Yeah.
And it's legal. It's no different than selling beer, cigarettes, anything else. And I know that those things aren't great either. Fine, but they're sold. They're sold in stores. It's reality. And so
I think people are worried about
we can keep closing
stigma.
our eyes to reality, or we can face it and deal with it and
Sure.
and put it right here
Sure.
where it can be dealt with.
Yeah.
And if we start hiding these things, then they're looking for trouble. There's a greater risk of
Well,
our children being sold to,
Yeah.
and going in, even if they're not sold to, going in just to check things out kind of thing. Well, I'm just going to guess if you're a sophomore in high school and the pot shop is right here across the street on Main Street, and possibly your mom, your brother, your neighbor, whoever is going to drive by and see you walk in,
Sure.
you're probably not going to.
Well, in New York, it's adult use only
Well,
for retail sales. So they're not
that's-
going to let kids into
Well, we're
this
not going to in Vermont either.
retail dispensary. Right. I know what your point is. I think we're going to hear a full gamut of.
Oh, I'm sure.
Reaction
I'm sure
to this.
it's going to get very heated.
We definitely
figuring-
want it. Bring it. Just
Yeah.
not right here on North Main Street.
Right,
We're going to hear a lot of different things.
right. I don't believe it should be hidden. I think it should be right out here where we can all know what's happening.
Yeah. The dispensaries must be owned by equity entrepreneurs with a prior cannabis-related criminal offense. I think they meant to use the word without
And this is in New York.
in New York.
Okay.
Yeah. Lots of background checks and, the state of New York, I'm guessing, is going to be right up their butt in there all the time watching. But they're saying it could bring $10 billion into the economy in New York, which is a huge state. But anyway, we're going to be watching.
Yes,
We're going to be watching
absolutely.
carefully. Thanks, everybody, for liking, for following the page. Don't forget to comment if you haven't yet, and share any episode that you enjoy.
And don't forget to go get something to eat at the snack shack
Yes.
and say your goodbyes.
Yes. And that's tomorrow is the final day.
Tomorrow's
right?
the final day, and it's starting to get really black out there. So
Yeah. We got some storms coming in. Bring that patio umbrella in now. We'll catch you soon, everybody. Love to all. Be well. We'll catch you again on the other side.